What's up everyone and welcome. In this episode we're going to talk about the new RTF template injection used by advanced persistent threat groups in phishing scams to infect your devices. App groups from China, India, and Russia are using variants of this attack, so let's see what we can learn from this story.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
App groups from China, India, and Russia have used a new RTF, or rich text format, template injection technique in recent phishing attacks. The technique was first spotted by the security firm Proofpoint, which observed phishing campaigns using the weaponized RTF template injection since as early as March 2021. The experts believe that nation-state actors will continue to use the technique in future campaigns. The RTF template injection attack technique is a new variation of a traditional template injection attack. The technique is based on Microsoft Office's feature where users create a document with a predefined template. It enables attackers to obtain malicious content from a remote URL using an RTF file. RTF template injection is best suitable for malicious phishing attachments. It is being adopted widely in the threat landscape due to its ease of use and effectiveness in comparison with other phishing attachment template injection techniques. The RTF template injection technique abuses legitimate RTF template functionality to subvert the plain text document formatting properties of the file and retrieve a malicious payload from some remote server instead of a file resource via RTF's template control word capacity. The feature used by attackers allows to load an RTF template from a specific URL resource instead of a local file resource. Threat actors simply replace a legitimate file destination with a malicious download link. Not staying informed about cybersecurity events like this one is similar to, well, Wiley here knows. So, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and smash the bell to be notified when I upload new episodes where I give you insights into the newest important cybersecurity news stories like this one. With my insights, you can be better prepared to protect your company, your family, or yourself against these and other cyber attacks. So, hit that subscribe button now and let's continue learning about this story together. This technique has been adopted by several financially motivated threat actors. Researchers from Proofpoint have discovered 3 state-sponsored groups, Gamerodon from Russia, Do Not from India, and TA423 from China, using the RTF template injection technique. Do Not and TA423 were the first to use this technique. They used RTF documents with malicious templates. Do Not's RTF template injection attack started in March and continued until July, while TA423 attacks were spotted in September, or first spotted in September, when they targeted Malaysian energy companies. Gamerodon, the group controlled by the Russian FSB intelligence, is the most recent actor to use this technique. In October, the group used RTF files pretending to be governmental files. Experts pointed out that the technique has a lower detection rate by public antivirus engines when compared to the Office-based template injection technique. Proofpoint has identified distinct phishing campaigns utilizing the technique, which have been attributed to a diverse set of threat actors in the wild, which I mentioned before, like Gamerodon, APT423, etc. While this technique appears to be making the rounds among apt actors in several nations, Proofpoint assesses with moderate confidence, based on the recent rise in its usage and the triviality of its implementation, that it could soon be adopted by more cybercriminals as well. That's according to the analysis published by Proofpoint. By altering an RTF file's document formatting properties, specifically the document formatting control word for template structure, actors can weaponize an RTF file to retrieve remote content by specifying a URL resource instead of an accessible file resource destination. In the attacks observed by the researchers, threat actors used Unicode signed character notation to obfuscate the URL value included in the RTF file. The trick was used in the attempt to evade static detection signatures in antivirus engines. And this screenshot just shows the Unicode implementation of an external URL as opposed to linking it to some local file. The attack also works when in the case of a .doc.rtf file that is opened utilizing Microsoft Word. When an RTF remote template injection file is opened with MS Word, the application will retrieve the resource from the specified URL before displaying any of the content of the file. So you get an .doc.rtf file, you try to open it in Microsoft Word, before you can see any content in it, it's going out to grab that remote resource, which in these cases is a malicious payload, before it shows you any text within or any content of the document. Proofpoint reported it observed the technique was used by, again, Do Not Team, Gamaradon, and the TA423 apt groups. The viability of XML Office-based remote template documents has proven that this type of delivery mechanism is a durable and effective method when paired with phishing as an initial delivery vector. The innovation by threat actors to bring this method to a new file type in RTFs represents an expanding surface area of threat for organizations worldwide, concludes the report. While this method currently is used by a limited number of apt actors with a range of sophistication, the technique's effectiveness combined with its ease of use is likely to drive its adoption further across the threat landscape. Proofpoint, coincidentally, shared Yara signatures for the attacks using this technique. So what can we learn? Again, here we're looking at a situation where our first line of defense is people. As documented by Proofpoint, few, if any, antivirus software can't spot this type of attack, so it's up to the education of people to keep our systems safe from these malicious types of attacks. It is, however, not the only solution. You could simply block attachments with the RTF extension at your mail server. Customers and partners can be told to only provide, say, PDF files so they can get through, or some other file format that is not prone to an attack like this. I do still think that education should be prioritized higher, if not highest, because attackers are constantly looking for new ways to manipulate people, so preparation through ongoing education can only help. With that, I say thanks again for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already, and smash the bell if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Don't forget to ride. Farewell.